happier. I will tell you right now, just because you don't get your assistantship, if you don't get your assistantship through GARP, it's okay. A lot of us didn't, and the assistantships that become available are not bottom of the barrel. They really aren't. We have some fabulous assistantships that people got at GARP and not at GARP. And so don't think that just because you don't get one at GARP that the world is over or that you won't get one. If you want to be here, we'll make it happen. There's a way that we can get you here. You will get an assistantship. We'll find a way to make that happen. And like I said, there are a lot of really great opportunities. There will be something that you're interested in. So just keep that in mind. Really the purpose of this panel is just to kind of give you an overview of everybody's experience. Everybody's going to have a different experience. All of you are going to have different experiences. Even today, going through your interviews today, you're going to all have different experiences. And that's okay. There's no right or wrong way to go about this. So I just want you all to keep that in mind and realize that, like I said, all of us had completely different experiences in getting our graduate assistantships, but we're all here, we're all happy with our graduate assistantships. We all love HESA, so there's no perfect pathway to what this looks like. So just make sure you're keeping that in mind, and like I said, that's really kind of the purpose of this panel, is to show you that there really is no perfect way, and like I said, everything will work out if you want to be here. So.
Awesome, thanks for sharing your story, guys. Do y'all now at this point have any questions for them? Okay, right.
People not like second round, like we were in the second round, maybe not like tomorrow, but like in March or something. The interview that you got, was it by phone or is it, okay.
Well,
So
I had some phone and Skype, so it just depends on the office,
okay.
but majority were phone.
Okay, I was just curious, like you had to come back and talk to all that.
No.
Okay.
And I didn't have an interview at all. Somebody had put in a good word for me, like, hey, he wasn't quite right for this position, but I think he'll be great for you. But they just called me and told me that.
Awesome.
It was great. The interview I got my job on, I was wearing boxers and I was like drinking Dr. Pepper in my bed.
Yeah, I don't know if you need to answer, but I was wondering why those offices that you got assistantships at, like outside of GARP, why they don't go to GARP? Is it just like a logistical thing, or?
Okay, do you want to repeat the question?
Can you repeat the
Okay.
question?
Yeah, we are, yeah.
Thank you.
So her question was for the offices that for the offices that don't offer assistantships through GARP.
Yeah, like why don't they?
So well, you might want to touch on this as well, but something I will mention is that a lot of offices, it's not that they don't necessarily offer assistantships through GARP, but for some of them, it's that they do offer assistantships to people, but then those people either choose to accept an offer at a different office, or that person decides to either not go to graduate school, or they accept an offer at a different school, and so that position then becomes available, and so that may happen after GARP already, obviously.
So it's just if the office interviewed 15 people in the first round and they only invited 3 back for second rounds, and those 3 people just happened to get offers at another office here, or chose not to come to graduate school, or chose to go to a different university program for graduate school. It's just the way the cookie crumbled with those offices. So that's just kind of why we're saying, like, it's not bottom of the barrel assistantships. Like, these are amazing assistantships that are available. They just came later, and it's because the people who initially went through the process chose a different path.
Another way that some offices create graduate assistantships after GARP is because they have funding that pulls through and they are able to get that approved to have a graduate assistant in their office. So that's like later on in the spring, perhaps like March.
Right.
Sorry, 2 more things. There's also offices, hi, Chris. There's also offices that won't go through GARP because they honestly just don't have the manpower. As you guys have seen, offices have like come out in full force with everyone. So if they're in a small office of 2 or 3 people, they can't simply shut down for 4 days. So that just may be something, it might be easier for them to not go through the GARP process and to just keep that open for phone or Skype interviews later. So like we said, Stephanie will be constantly in contact. I know that you guys have gotten lots of emails from her already, but she will keep you guys updated with what is open as it continues to become available.
Any other? Yes.
How long is it polite or appropriate to sit on an assistantship, like when you hold it? Like, is there like a social, decorum for this?
I think if it's one that you know that you would not take, like if you have 2 or 3 second round interviews and two shine for you and the other one just didn't work for you, but they still offer and you know you wouldn't take it, just let it go. Like as you see, and some of these people had to wait until late March, sometimes early April to get their jobs. If you know it's something you wouldn't take, just let it go. Otherwise, if you have two offers, 24 hours, 48 hours, you have to make a decision as soon as you possibly can. I think if you're deciding between different schools and some of them, like Mackenzie was saying, her interview weekends were 2 weeks away from each other. I think saying I have another interview weekend I'm going to in 2 weeks, I will get back to you 24, 48 hours after that, I think that is still appropriate. Just letting them know what your situation is, but just keep in contact with them. Don't go offline for 3 months and not, or for 6 weeks and not have them know what you're about to do for them.
Okay.
So how it works is if you do get an offer through the GARP process, or if you get multiple offers through the GARP process, you have until the following Friday.
No, this Friday.
That's what I meant, like the Friday that follows the day you're offered. So you get it Wednesday.
You have 48 hours to decide.
So you have 48 hours to decide which position from USC you want to hold. That does not mean you have to 100% commit if you're waiting to have other visits at graduate school programs or whatever that may be. You have until Friday to decide which offer from USC you want to sit on and wait. And you technically have until April 15th to officially commit and accept, say, I will be here, send me my contract, I will sign it. So you have until April 15th. Personally, I think that the sooner you tell them, the better, just out of respect for timeliness and process, so that they can then reach out to other candidates who are now sitting in a boat where they're just waiting to hear if there's anything open. So out of respect for your future colleagues and respect for the office's time, personally, I believe the sooner you can make that decision, the better. Do you have anything you want to add?
Yes, also, just please remember, I know we talked about this yesterday at Jenny's house, but if an office is pressuring you to make that decision before April 15th, they've signed that code and that's not okay. So please let myself or Stephanie or Jenny Blue know so that we can just get in contact with that office, because we definitely don't want you guys to feel pressure, because again, that's just not okay because we've all signed that code. So just keep us updated with that.
So if we have like 3 second-round interviews, do we hear back from all of them no matter what, or just if they're going to offer a position to us, we hear from them?
No, there's some offices might not get back to you in general. So I mean,
It depends on them.
It's just how they go about it. I didn't hear back from my third one, so I guess I didn't get it. But. The lovely Catherine did, but that's fine.
Any other questions?
Any other questions? No? Okay, awesome. Well, let's give them a round of applause, guys.